lived here, you'd be home by now. Not at someone else's home. Welcome to HowDoWeHuman. It's the podcast where we overanalyze all the weird, awkward, uncomfortable, etc. micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Evan Cox.
I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
Today we are talking about other people's homes, not our own. You been to some other people's homes? Don't say yet. We'll get into it.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
But before we go and knock on that door.
Go and knock on that door.
We'll be waiting for other people. I want to know about this other person, Chris, and how you are doing.
I'm doing all right. I'm on a big meal delivery kick. I'm talking Postmates, DoorDash, Uber Eats. I love when somebody else makes me my food and somebody else brings it to me.
You gotta love that.
Unfortunately, it's wildly expensive.
It's insane.
It's a bad habit to pick up.
It's terrible.
But this was a couple weeks ago at this point, but my wife and my mother-in-law and I were here, and we were like, let's order some lunch. So we order from this place that we had driven by a couple times, and we were like, maybe we should check that place out. Find out that they are on the apps. And so we order from Maria's Italian Kitchen. And we each get a thing of pasta. And then I also am like, if we're going to try this place, let me really get something else I want, which is an order of 6 garlic knots.
Yeah.
For the group, but I know that I'm going to be the only one that eats them.
Yeah.
But we put that order in, and then we add priority to it so that we're the first delivery for this driver. They're not going to make any other stops along the way.
Wow.
So we put it in. It's it takes a while for the driver to pick it up, but the driver picks it up. He's on his way. We're watching him on the little map. He's getting closer and closer. We're almost there. We're almost to sweet pasta land. And he pulls up outside, and then he's just kind of sitting there like, what the heck's going on? I think I see him outside. He's kind of out of his car, kind of looking around. Has he not figured out where it is? The instructions are to just leave it at the door, but maybe he's too confused, and we're pretty hungry. So I get sent out there to go be like, hey man, you got some pasta for me or what?
You looking for me?
And so I go out there, and he's like, I don't have your food. And I was like, what? He was like, the restaurant gave me the wrong order. This isn't your food. But I'm going to go back right now and get it from him, and then I'll be right back. And he has to do that because we signed up for the priority thing. So he can't deliver whatever other food he has in his car.
You broke him.
Yeah, he's got to go back. So he goes back. We watch him on the map, try to get an idea. Since he hasn't completed the delivery, his vehicle is still showing up on the map. He's getting closer to the restaurant. He gets to the restaurant, and then it says order canceled and refunded. Presumably, in the time that he left, somebody else grabbed our order, or I'm not quite sure what happened, but yeah, kind of an awkward thing to be like, oh yeah, I know that I say that the system says I have your stuff, and I know you watched me drive all the way from that place to your address allegedly with the stuff, but I don't got the stuff.
I am here for you.
Yeah.
But I can't help you.
This happened to me one other time, and it was like the first time I had ever used this app, at least at this address, and for only myself. I was the only one home. I ordered Panda Express. Panda Express, not very far from where I live. Not really walking distance.
Okay.
But I didn't want to get in the car and go get it. So, and this was before the prices had been raised to their current extremes. So I was like, you know what? It's worth it to just kick a couple dollars out of my wallet for the convenience fee, essentially.
Yeah.
The driver doesn't even get, like, he drives basically past the building, and then it says order canceled. Like, yeah, your driver didn't want to do this delivery, I guess. And so I reordered it from Panda Express, and then the next driver who came brought me two of the same order because nobody had picked up the first order from Panda Express. And so I had the same order twice. But for the price of one, because they had refunded me already.
Hey.
But we did reorder that same day from Maria's Italian Kitchen, and we only received it once. So that first order did end up somewhere, just not in our bellies.
And has this hurt your food delivery addiction?
No.
Not at all. Not remotely.
Not at all. Not even remotely.
The lesson that you learned is that at the end of the day, you're going to get twice the food.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to have HelloFresh coming this weekend, so we'll actually be saving money by getting HelloFresh because we won't be ordering from Postmates. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I feel like I'm ordering from there way too much. But
yeah,
there's so many good options.
Yeah, it's the best. The way I've found to break that habit is to move somewhere where everything closes at like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Not a lot of options for delivery in the area, but that's amazing. And I remember a time when I Postmated a pint of ice cream to my
place, and you left it outside.
That's the place I was at. No, not that one.
They gave a different thing of ice cream that you.
I don't think I left ice cream outside. There were cookies that someone sent to a different house that I never was able to find.
I don't know if it was ice cream, but you definitely ordered something, and I thought it was ice cream because they delivered it, but like they didn't knock and you weren't checking to see the status of your delivery, so it sat outside like the bag on your doorknob for like 30 minutes and
that does sound familiar. I don't remember ever having melted ice cream.
Okay.
But it was, I think it was something that like it sitting out really affected quality. No, I was going to say I similarly just, except for no reason at all, just got 2 pints of ice cream. I ordered one and then got a little bag with 2 pints.
Nice.
Can't beat that. Can't beat that deal. I got Ben and Jerry.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you about your life in a second, but on the topic of ice cream, and actually ice cream is going to come up a third time in this episode, but I'm punting it for later. But, I told you a while ago that my wife got me hooked on Hershey's Magic Shell, or maybe it's Smucker's Magic Shell.
Yeah.
The little chocolate liquid you pour on your ice cream, and then it creates a little shell that's essentially just a big block of chocolate.
It's the good
delicious. Can't be good for you, but delicious. Nope. And we got a thing of Magic Shell. Normally I buy the chocolate fudge Magic Shell.
Okay.
But my wife had done a pickup order and gotten just the standard chocolate Magic Shell. Hey, that's fine. They're both the same basic thing. What could possibly go wrong?
I see no problem.
I pour this chocolate Magic Shell on my ice cream, and it's disgusting. It looks like brown water with little chunks that sometimes come out. It's disgusting. I had poured it on my ice cream already, and here's the other problem is I had scooped such a delightful bowl of ice cream
Yeah.
because we've got the Moose Tracks ice cream right now, and I had a big old block of fudge in there. So I'm not just going to toss that out because now it's covered with some less than ideal magic shell. I put it in the freezer to see if that'll fix the soupy consistency. Take it back out, and it sort of did. Now there's a pool of what was brown water and is now brown solid.
Okay.
And at the bottom of the bowl, and I'm like, okay, it still is magic shell. Maybe it's just it doesn't look as chocolatey, but maybe that's the difference between the chocolate and the chocolate fudge.
Might
And I
be.
eat this block of magic shell, and it's disgusting. I have to spit it out in the trash. So all of that to say, I had a bad ice cream experience,
Fudge
and it
required.
will not deter me from eating more ice cream. I did throw out that particular magic shell, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the chocolate fudge one again because that one has not let me down.
Sounds like the way to go.
Evan, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, and I will get to my how you doing, but I do need to say we have multiple times purchased Smucker's Magic Shell
Yeah.
to leave on the counter, but it's in the wintertime, and it'll get so cold by
Yes.
the counter that it just solidifies in
Yes,
the thing.
I
So
have
we
that
to-
too.
Gotta
Run it
pop
under
in
some
the
hot water.
microwave. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff. But we love you, Magic Shell. We'll
love
always
you.
come back.
Sponsor us.
So my how you doing? I'm doing fine. As I mentioned recently, I've had to do nonstop travel back and forth to Los Angeles, California. Hollywood of old, Hollywood land of older.
Yeah.
I've been staying in hotels, whatever. Like, I'm just there a lot, which is not fun because in rush hour coming home, that can take like 3 hours. And similar to when I do my long, whatever, 18, 20-hour trip back to Washington, you know, I like a comfort hotel. When I find one that's like, hey, that's a cheap place, it's close enough to where I need to go the next morning. No major complaints, it's clean, etc. I just like knowing there's that spot there. And we're good to go. So I've stayed at this spot, I think collectively 4 times. The first time I stayed here was a while ago, and it's in Glendale. And it had, obviously, I said the first 3 times I stayed there, reason to come back. Not that it was like incredible, but just serviceable, comfortable, done. And there's always been just a friendly person at the front counter waiting to help me. Just the other day, 2 days ago, in fact, I went to stay there, and this front counter was covered. It's like a wall covering it, covered in like fake leaves to look like a jungle.
Ooh, exotic.
And then a little kiosk with essentially a person over Zoom that you can talk to.
Okay.
That's it. The vibe I got while I was there, there's fucking nobody that works in this hotel anymore. They fired everyone and outsourced the front desk to a kiosk.
Okay.
I don't know where these people are talking to you from. They don't seem to really have much information about the hotel, but they're able to take your ID and your credit card and spit out a key.
Wild.
I hated this so much.
Yeah.
It's like I'm never going back there. This is insane. And it's like, yeah, you can make the thing like, oh, it could just be like a robot and it's just doing it. There's actual people on the other end. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't help if they aren't here.
Right.
And there's no explanation as to like if something goes wrong in the room, if I have a complaint, if I need something fixed. For instance, like the other day, I went into the room and, not the worst thing in the world, but the cable was busted. I couldn't watch any TV on it. Kind
Yeah.
of something I like to do in a hotel. There's no explanation of like, yeah, you go talk to the person in the kiosk. Like, it doesn't seem like that's their job. There's just no one to do anything. I
That's so weird.
didn't see room service. I'm sure it's happening. I don't know.
That's super weird.
The internet is just unprotected now. There's no password. I was like, I kind of wanted to just go. They've got couches in the lobby. I'm like, I'll just go work there. Just sit in the lobby and use their internet. Sucks.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
You couldn't ask the guy on the Zoom screen, like, the fuck's going on here?
I don't feel comfortable asking questions of Zoom strangers.
Yeah.
But the guy in front of me was checking in, and the Zoom guy was like, sorry, it looks like your reservation was canceled. So it's like, okay, we've got a problem now.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to do anything about it. The guy just had to walk away and sit on the couch for a while and figure it out himself.
Huh.
I don't know. I just don't know. But if this is the plan for hotels moving forward, it sucks. And I got an email asking me to review my stay, and I can't wait to.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be great.
There's nothing more powerful than being able to say, like, I've stayed here 4 times, and now I'm never coming back.
Have you? And we can bleep it if you want. What's the name of the hotel?
The Glendale Hotel.
Oh wow! I want to see if anybody has.
I know. Because the
said
thing is,
anything about this.
I stayed there, I want to say Sunday or Monday night. Like, it was this week.
Yeah.
And there were 2 people at the front counter. And then at the end of last week or whatever. Or no, yeah, it was the end of last week I stayed there. The weekend happened. The start of this week I stayed there. Weird jungle, like the Facebook meta jungle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, nobody seems to have mentioned it, or if they have, it's been scrubbed.
The Zach Braff special.
But much like the decor on the front desk and the lyrics to the theme song of Monk, it's a jungle out there.
Yes. And a part of that jungle is other people's jungles.
Yeah.
You consider
Have you
your
been
home
to
your
other
jungle?
people's jungles?
Answer both questions at the same time. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You've been spending time in other people's jungles lately?
Well, I helped my brother and his fiance and his fiance's mom move in to their new jungle. They bought a house out in the city of Maricopa, which is not super far, like, distance wise from Phoenix, where we grew up, but I guess it's reservation land in between the two cities, so it feels like it's a city in the middle of nowhere because there's hardly anything even on the reservation. So it feels they're the only thing that we really saw. I mean, at the very edge of the reservation, butting up against the city, there's a casino. But other than that, until you get to the city of Maricopa, you like see a handful of what look like abandoned buildings, and then there are a lot of signs that are just like lobster tail, salmon, shrimp, crab cakes. That you pass for several miles, and then you find where they're being sold, and it's out of an unmarked white van on the side of the highway. in Arizona. You want to get your lobster from there?
That's a nightmare. That's a
Yeah.
seafood nightmare right there.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest there were also signs that said, do this, don't do that. Can't you read the signs?
No, there weren't
Everywhere.
those.
Signs, everywhere a sign.
But getting into their house and moving all their stuff,
Ignored.
it really, yeah, I don't know what we're trying to get to with that. We're going to move forward. Moving them into their house, and we've talked about this a little bit in our like apartment tours and listings discussion from a month or two ago.
Yes.
Sometimes you see photos of somebody of a house or of an apartment or whatever, and you're like, what would it be like to live there? And we were in this house that they had bought, trying to gauge, like, could we really live here? I don't know. Like, trying to basically, my wife and I were trying to decide how jealous we should be because we want a house.
Yeah.
And so we were jealous that they have a house, but we were trying to decide, like, are we jealous that they have a house or are we jealous that they have this house?
Right.
And I don't know. I feel like that's also a little bit what is in the back of my mind anytime I go to anybody else's home, of like, could I live like this, i.e. the way they have decorated the house, or how much of a mess they have in their house. As in addition to, like, do I like the layout of this this
Yeah.
residence?
Because we've talked a lot about, in the apartment listings and stuff, and moving, just like what you are looking for in a house. And as you're talking, I'm trying to think, like, I feel I've definitely been jealous of other people's places, but I'm also realizing, like, I don't have a lot of people in my life with nice places. No offense. Not that they're not nice. I shouldn't say that, but
Yeah.
not that I'm jealous of.
I mean, yeah, I would say that we came to the determination that we were not especially jealous of their house once we got a better feel for where it is, because it's in like one of those like track home developments where they just build a whole neighborhood, and all the houses you got, like, you can choose between these 4 options of houses, and that's every single house. But also, like, only their street is like fully ready for people to move in, and the rest of the neighborhood is still like under construction.
Weird. So
yeah,
kind of ghost town.
Yeah, ghost town,
or rather,
and a lot
pre-ghost.
of like dust. Yeah, a pre-ghost town.
The ghosts aren't in yet.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're the first people that have ever lived in this house.
Interesting.
And it was like a nice house. It just, we felt a little bit of relief, I think, in feeling like, oh, I'm not horribly jealous.
Yeah.
You know?
Again, no offense.
Again, no offense. But also, I mean, we talked about, like, maybe this is also a little bit of like helping people move, because we helped them move all their stuff. And it's interesting to see, like, we were told when because we had to fly out, obviously, because Arizona and California are different states.
Oh.
So we had to travel out there to assist them. And we were told, hey, we've moved all the small stuff. Now it's just some of our bigger furniture. Small things. And they had moved them all. And so now it's just big pieces of furniture. And we get there, and immediately I'm like, they've still got a lot of stuff to move. This is,
It's the
I was
worst
led to
feeling.
believe we'd be moving like some benches and like couches or whatever, and there's so much stuff. But we get it all to their house, we get it all moved in, but I'm kind of looking around and I'm like, why do you have multiple sets of outdoor furniture? Why do you have multiple washers and dryers? And it was like, oh yeah, well, we're probably gonna get rid of some of this stuff.
Do it before the move.
Do it. Why did we move it all then?
Oh, that's brutal. Especially like that's both large and some very heavy stuff.
Yes.
That rules. I love that.
Yeah. Or there was like a bed frame that we moved that we were like, oh, where do you want this? And they were like, oh, just put it in the garage until we can get like Goodwill to pick it up.
Okay.
You couldn't have gotten Goodwill to pick it up before we like loaded it up and drove it an hour away. Like, what are we doing?
This.
Yeah. So and then, just seeing like, obviously moving back into a place, even when we moved back into this apartment here after the fires, and like, we still have some stuff that's just like, maybe this just sits on the floor forever as its new
possible
place. But like, just seeing piles of random shit that to me looks like maybe you should have, maybe you could have done something with that before you moved it.
Sucks.
There's like that element of, and I know that it's not like going to be like that.
Yeah.
Forever. Like, they've got to find where they're going to put everything. So I understand that it's not going to be like that forever, but there is that element of like, when I'm in somebody else's house and I'm like, oh, I noticed you have a bunch of shit just sitting in the bathtub. Like, I know that that's not the normal place for it, but it's an odd spot for it.
Yeah. It is weird. It almost feels like when you're helping people move, you should get some say in decoration and where things go.
Yeah.
Not a bunch, but like a single vote.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Have thoughts.
I have thoughts. Let me help you out.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, but they have a house and I don't. So what do I know?
The thing. I should. I mentioned it a few episodes ago, but I'd say I don't know if jealous is the right term, but we'll use the term because we used it. Both my sister's houses. They're very nice houses. I would like.
I don't know.
That
you
much
said
space.
that. You said you didn't feel too jealous about them.
I don't know if jealous is the right term.
Yeah,
but maybe it is. No, it's not a thing that eats me up from the inside.
Of course.
Now I'm talking about my home, but like, I think it's really the big thing when I'm dreaming, because I like this house we're renting. It's a cabin. It's beautiful, but I wish I could shut a door to my office.
Yeah.
Hey. That was overheard. See what I'm talking about? There's no privacy.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I would prefer, I think I'd prefer that the bathroom in our place was not connected to the bedroom so that people who are over and want to use it have to go through there use it.
My buddy's old place was like that, and we'd go hang out there all the time, and it's just like, I would hate that so much if people had to go through. You just feel like your bedroom has to be spotless all the time.
Yeah.
Ugh, shivers.
I could never.
What a thought. Don't stop you now. If you had more to say on that subject.
I mean, I guess
Is that a normal way to say that?
no, but I understand what the meaning behind those words is.
Mhm.
So, I guess like my question for you, have you helped people move is question number 1.
Yes.
Okay. Now question number 2 is, do you expect anything in return? Like some people are like, "Oh yeah, we'll get you lunch," or some people are like, "When you move, I'll help you out." Like, what are you
Okay.
expecting anything in return, or are you just doing it out of the kindness of your heart?
A little bit of both.
Okay,
I wouldn't say like expecting is the right word in this case. I'm being big on semantics today.
you really are,
Really
and then
thinking
settling on like exactly what I'm
exactly the
asking you.
definition of what
Yeah,
I'm skirting. That broke my brain. What do we? Yeah. Okay. So
yeah. I'm not
I'm
really
not.
expecting anything, but I am anticipating something.
No, I am expecting. I will say I am expecting something.
Oh, congratulations!
The vasectomy did not work. Turner found that out the hard way. We're gonna get through this sentence. I'm expecting, in the sense that I seek justice. This is not going well.
Yeah.
No,
No, the semantics of this are great. Yeah, no, I do it out of the kindness of my heart, but I expect justice.
I believe. So does Batman. It's the kindness of his heart. He just expects justice also. No, I think there is an unspoken law. I think there just is an expectation. If you help someone move, they should genuinely, like, food is it most of the time.
Yeah,
get me lunch or get a pizza. But
get me lunch or get me pizza.
Give me lunch or give me pizza. Or it's an interesting
or
idea.
Give
I'll
me
help
justice.
you when you move, but you can't promise that. You don't know where you're going to be when I'm
exactly.
moving. Anyways,
that's much more of an empty promise.
So when it doesn't happen, I would say I'm not. In the sense that I do it from the kindness of my heart, I'm saying I'm not doing it because I'm like, oh shit, yeah, free meal.
Yeah, for sure.
I will. I'm there to. Honestly, if it's a good friend, I consider it like a hangout, and I'm happy to help move shit out and hang and have a good time. But if I have a good time, and then they're just like, all right, cool, thanks, man. And I'm like, whoa, justice.
Yeah.
And then I steal their lunch money. That's justice.
I say that because I don't believe that we received any sort of justice. We did though go to Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, if you're
steak
familiar.
Burgers? No.
Yes. There's like a fast food chain. I'd been there in college. My friends Paula and former guest Ryan would go to Freddy's like too often. And haven't really been since college, but went and ended up just like ordering for ourselves, I guess. But we got and this is where ice cream comes into play yet again in this episode.
It's back.
It's back, baby. We ordered custard, and I get up to the counter. I'm like, I'd like the, chocolate brownie delight or whatever it was
Hell
called.
yeah.
And the cashier was like, all right, what size would you like? Medium, regular, or large?
No.
And I get why they do this because I fell for it.
Is the
and
medium a
ordered the
small?
regular, the medium being the smallest one.
Okay.
And so, I ordered the regular, thinking that that would be more of a traditional medium size,
Yeah.
and was wrong. Medium is still medium size.
Oh.
Regular is in between medium and large, apparently.
Okay.
Um, and it was way too much. Just we gotta get in there. I gotta meet with Freddie and say, what are you guys doing?
Freddie.
Freddie, baby.
Fredo. You betrayed
Yeah,
me.
you betrayed me.
But I'm gonna kiss you on the mouth.
Yeah, with my
Yeah.
lips that are covered in brownie and fudge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
the good
betrayed
stuff.
me.
Now get over here.
Now get over here. I think I saw a different version of The Godfather.
Yeah, well, we all, yeah, that's the definition of art. We see it through our own eyes. And yeah, that's how
Yeah,
you see the Godfather.
that's how I see it.
A lot of ice cream.
People macking. Yeah.
Mackin'.
What's your
etc.
favorite slang for kissing?
Hmm. I guess smooching.
Smooching's good.
Yeah. I can't think of a better one right now. I wanted
No,
to come up with something obscene because
yeah.
I'm broken. That might have to do. This collective discussion did lead me, as it's done before, because again, I'm just broken, to a subreddit. That
Dangerous place to be led.
you're telling me. I don't actively spend time on this subreddit. Here's what happened. I have a Reddit account, and it's all the shit I subscribe to, and I go like, I'm looking at Reddit way too much, and it's rotting my brain. I want to look at it less, so I sign out. But then I start looking at Reddit not signed into an account. And now the front page is not stuff I subscribe to, it's just what's popular. And one of the popular subreddits that kept coming up to me is male living space or living spaces,
Sure,
something along
yeah.
those lines. Have you come across these?
I'm familiar with the concept. I have not like been on this subreddit, but it's essentially when it's just like a TV on the floor or something and like a single chair in the room. Like,
so weirdly, like I think that was generally the intention, but it seems to have morphed over the years to where
okay.
it's now mostly like
Man caves or what?
not even that. It's like guys with a lot of money who can make their house look really, really nice, and they share it, and everyone's like, "Oh, primo,
Primo, a Sigma must live here."
yes, very much that vibe." But so in the middle of all of that, there was one post that came to me that was much more along just like along the lines, the photo itself along the lines of what you're originally saying it kind of originally was, except it was someone being like, I've got it right here and I'll share it. My wife says this is tacky, I think it's nice, or something like that.
All right,
because
let's see, am I team wife?
And this person got just fucking roasted. So we've got two safes, a lamp on top of one of the safes, something hanging off the ceiling here in front of the TV.
I mean, I would. I mean, I'm sure that's to like a ceiling fan or whatever, but I do agree that aesthetically that does not look good. All those cords that are just in a big open mess there. That's
it's a bunch of choices and a spot for is that a trash? I don't know what that is, but
that to me looks like a canvas tote or something, and maybe that's where like extra cords or discs or something are in. There is a redeeming element of this space, and that is there's a dog in there.
Puppy dog. There's
That
like
house got that
a
dog in him. You
Lego
know what I mean?
here. Yeah,
Uh,
it's true. I
yeah,
love
no,
a
I'm team wife on this 100%.
I love a record player that's completely unusable because your cable box is sitting on it with a speaker above that floating or whatever that is. I don't know, soundbar or something.
That almost looks like it's. Can you zoom back in on that? Whatever that is in the middle there. That's still in the box.
Oh my god, it is. But hey, there's toys on it.
Yeah, I'm team wife 100% on this.
Hard team wife.
Yeah. If you're the wife of that person, reach out to us. Be a guest on the podcast.
But they said, my wife says this is tacky. I think it's minimalist, but fine.
All right. I mean, okay. That's better than him thinking it's good. For, yeah.
I guess, sure.
I guess, sure.
That is a fine living space for any person of any gender in college, and they've got their own space to furnish. But when you say my wife thinks this is tacky, it's fucking tacky, bro. Yeah, bro. So Reddit has been a place I've found to judge other people's living spaces.
Yeah, I definitely I'm glad that you bring up the like rich person house, because a lot of rich
some of these other ones
homes I think look awful. That trend that I think really picked up a lot of steam with or from the Kardashians, where everything is just like white. Yeah. I don't like that at all.
But I will say it's the opposite of this trend that I'm so annoyed with, which is the exact opposite. People say this, that millennials like took a this and a that, where we went super minimalist for a long time because of I want to say 9/11 or something. For some reason, like psychologists were saying, like some things happened to us and that made us want to be minimalist. And now we've really, because of spending that much time, we've really reverted. And a lot of people are going more maximalist, and lights with colors are the new trend I'm seeing all over the fucking place. And I could, again, and I got to remember, most of these people probably are rich people in college, but I hate this.
I think that that's also pretty ugly looking. Yeah, I don't care for that at all.
That's delightful.
Well, yeah, okay. So this is one that, can you pull that one up? That like hallway looking thing. I'm assuming that's not a hallway. That is just a long, narrow
sort of room. Yeah.
And whether, I don't know if that was supposed to be a closet or what, but this is also like the type of thing, not even like judging this office, although I am a little bit, because that's what they've decided to do there. But like going into a house or seeing photos of a house on Zillow or wherever and seeing a room like that come up.
Yeah.
Just being like, the hell are you supposed to do with that?
What are you doing?
The answer's not put an office in there. But at the same time, like there is that
this
like
room is
big question of why is that there? What am I supposed to do with that space?
I don't know, but you got it. Yeah, I don't know if anything else worth. I mean, that's just nothing. That's a little closer to. Oh, look at my home! Isn't this quaint?
Now this says questionable taste in my weird old Victorian home (parentheses Illinois).
This is a billionaire.
Yeah, I don't. This is very clear to me. Someone who's like, "Oh my god, isn't this so weird and questionable,
so quirky?"
So that everybody goes, "No, this looks amazing. I'd love to live here, dude." And then they can feel like they have friends.
Exactly. Also, season 2 of Andor's out now. now streaming on Disney Plus. The final season. I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either. I didn't
Oh
know
my
we were just
god!
doing
Hey, that's
2.
fun. Anyways, I'll stop sharing other people's homes, but that rug is real special
Oh
to
yeah,
me.
the rug that looks like a city, and it's got the little
Yeah,
streets on there. And when you're a
drive little
kid, you just
cars
drive a
around
little
it.
car around it. Yeah,
Yeah,
a
that's
classic.
grand old time. Anyways, that was fun. But in the jealousy respect of other people's homes, and we do have to wrap this up, the subreddit that I was subscribed to because I look for inspiration, the person who makes music, who you can see instruments and stuff behind me. There's a specific subreddit for music battle stations. It's people, how they organize their stuff, and it's 99.9% people with like $1 million worth of synthesizer racks
Yeah.
and those colored lights everywhere, just neon everything. And I'm just like, yeah, hey man, that sucks, but good for you. I'll take the synthesizers, but
Yeah, I wish that I had the money that those people do, so that
yeah.
I could make my space look extra nice instead of whatever the hell they're doing with it.
And a lot of those posts are people going like 3 years divorced and now look what I've got. It's like,
Yeah.
all right,
Uh,
if it makes you happy,
I guess.
Sheryl Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think her house looks like?
A lot of crows. She's really
Yeah,
bought into the
it's
crow
one big
thing.
nest.
Yeah. But regrets it now. But she's not as big a deal as she was at the time, and she can't turn back. She can't sell it. Nobody wants to live in the
Nobody
crow's
wants
nest,
the
which is
crow's
what
nest.
she called it.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's
I
tragic.
hope it's true.
I hope it's true. Something else that I hope is true is that you continue to listen to this podcast and subscribe to it, follow it, create a religion around it. You can get these episodes on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pocket Casts, HowDoWeHuman.com, anywhere that you get your podcasts.
Anywhere.
You can rate, review, comment, subscribe, all those wonderful things. You can also check us out on our social media. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at HowDoWeHuman, and we also would love to receive your emails at howdowehumanpod@gmail.com or your survey responses to a survey that is available on our website, howdowehuman.com.
We got that handle.
It's also become time to take yet another 5-question trivia battle. Evan, you are currently, as you have been this entire race, in the lead.
Yeah.
The score is 61-59. How confident are you feeling today?
Bless you. I'm feeling like, listen, I just did the math in my head, and it was hard. I don't always do math in my head, but I'm not going to be able to reach 69 today either. But I feel confident that I can get myself to a point that next week.
Okay. Well, that's a big swing that you still have to take.
I know. What,
so,
I gotta get four right? 4 or 5.
You have to get
or 3.
You can get 3, anywhere between 3 and 5.
Right. Okay.
You can then hit 69.
I can do this.
Good news, perhaps. Yep. This first question is related to music, Evan.
You'll love to see it.
Well,
you don't,
let's see. I don't really love to see it, but I know that you do. Question number 1. Which rock band altered its logo in Germany due to its resemblance to a Nazi symbol? Van Halen, Aerosmith, Kiss, or Black Sabbath?
I think I've got this. It took me a second.
It took me a second too, but I have my answer as well. I don't
Okay.
really have a strong idea of what any of these bands' logos really are, but I do. I think you're more confident than I am, and so I'll answer
think I
first.
have this.
I'm gonna say Kiss.
I'm gonna say fuck you because I believe it is Kiss.
I'm
The
thinking
S's are
that the
shaped like
double
lightning
S right there.
bolts.
Yeah,
As an SS.
yeah. And we are both correct. So Evan, you're on track to get your the number of points you
Thank
need.
God. And now we've got a movie question. Let's rock it. In the 2004 movie 50 First Dates, Drew Barrymore's character suffers from what classic film malady?
Sorry, anybody who has this in real life.
Yeah,
this
but
is
it's
a
a
classic
classic.
film malady. It's a classic. We love to see it.
Sleepwalking, split personality, fear of flying, or memory loss.
I know this 100%, Evan.
I know
I'm
this
sure you
100%.
do as well.
This is
memory loss.
Memory loss. It'd be funny if the entire movie was just about her fear of flying, though.
We have to go on 50 first dates to get over my fear of flying.
Every time she flies, it's a blank slate. The fear of flying causes the memory loss.
You only have to get one more right this entire quiz, Evan.
Doing great. But so
Lady Jane Grey was Queen of England for the notoriously short period of how long? 9 hours, 9 days, 9 months, 99 days.
How notorious is it if I don't know?
Yeah, so it's a great question.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark.
Me too.
I'm going to say 9 hours.
I'm saying 9 days.
Oof, let's go. This'll do it.
I was correct.
You bastard. I need my third one. Look at you, flawless.
I know. I'm sure I'm about to choke here in a second, but
hell yeah. On which UK national daily newspaper's masthead does an eagle clutch a folded copy of the paper in its talons? The Daily Express, the Independent, the Daily Telegraph, or the Guardian?
I've absolutely seen this.
I know,
and
same.
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, I've seen this, and I'm familiar with the existence of all of these papers, but I don't think I'm going to be able to actually link the two. I will make a guess.
Yeah, me too.
I've got my guess. I've narrowed in.
I have also, much like the eagle clutching a folded copy of the paper, I'm clutching onto my answer.
Okay. I'm leaving my first instinct behind to say the Independent.
I'm saying the Guardian.
That was my first instinct. Oh no!
The Independent was the other one I was eyeing.
Oh no!
You were correct, Evan. It is the Independent.
I got my 3.
You got your 3. Telegraph Hill is a famous landmark in which American city? San Francisco, Seattle, Boston, or Los Angeles?
I'm fairly sure I know this, but not 100%.
I'm between 2.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick one.
All right.
And I have it chosen. I just
okay.
I will not be shocked if it's the other one. I'm picking San Francisco.
I'm also picking San Francisco.
All right, and we are both correct.
Boom, baby. Good
which means
for both of us.
It was a good showing for both of us because we both got 4 out of 5 correct. Evan, that puts you at 65. You will have to get 4 again next week. And it also puts me at 63 points, and I will not be able to partake in any 69 next week.
Well, we did it. We still live in our houses, but we'd like to think that this episode let you feel for a moment that you were in our houses, because we're other people.
Yeah, we've opened our doors and we've said, "Welcome to the jungle."
And now it's time to kick you the fuck out without lunch.
Okay, bye.
And say, okay, bye.